I found out about Forex in 2018 and I started with demo. I got very confident with demo money. And I was like, man, I got this on lock. Man, I just made like 10 grand in like a week with all this demo money. I think I got it. I think I'm ready. Then I loaded a bunch of money into a live account and then lost it all. But I'm glad I learned that way because it taught me to be a better trader with more proper risk management, essentially.
Goodwin. He is a super successful prop firm trader with millions in funding. He's also an algorithm trader and a crypto investor.
I only do algo trading on Forex, commodities, stocks, and indexes. You can do well at New York Market Open with S30 or S&P 500. Those are considered advanced trading instruments because there's lots of traps. But if you know how to kind of ride those traps, you can do very well. I have a backtesting tool that can backtest 100 strategy sets without me having to manually upload 100 different settings.
All right, guys, today I'm here with Goodwin. He is a super successful prop firm trader with millions in funding. He's also an algorithm trader and a crypto investor and entrepreneur. Forgot to mention that. Yeah. He runs two of his companies. But yeah, I'm excited to dive into this conversation and get to know you more because we haven't talked at all. So kind of tell me, of course, you've had much success in this trading industry. What was life like for you growing up in Canada?
Yeah, so it was a sheltered life. And a lot of my education about finance, crypto, Forex, trading, it came from me seeking it on the internet from reputable sources. I was not taught anything really valuable about finance or trading or Forex or crypto in school, in high school or university. I did 1 year at university. And then after that, I was like, you know what? I don't want to continue this in university. I'd rather go start my own business. So I started my own business shortly after that. Grew in the construction industry. So,
construction?
Yeah, construction. In the tower construction industry. So at the peak of my tower construction company, I had up to 35 employees on a daily basis with 4 towers under management simultaneously.
Impressive.
And then saved my money from there. I read a lot of books on like how to save effectively, how to like tone your mentality to like saving and not be spending frivolously. So I learned how to generate positive habits from books such as The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. That book changed my life. And Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Those 2 books changed my life. I read those in my early 20s, and that motivated me to save my money properly, manage my money properly. For the most part, I still made mistakes, of course, right? Put most of my savings into crypto, and then I hit a couple bull runs.
Yeah, it's a cool story to hear. So you made success with your construction. Yeah. You saved up money because you read books and developed positive habits.
That mindset, yeah.
Where did crypto come from? Was it a YouTube video? Was it a book? Was it a mentor maybe?
That's a very good question. It was, I wish I could say it came from a mentor, but it was not that at all. I was 23 years old. I got told about Bitcoin for the first time.
2015, right?
2013. 2013 is when I first heard about it. And the guy that told me about it, he was telling me that he was like spending Bitcoin online at the website that we can't name, right? I never did though, full disclosure. I never spent money on that website that we cannot name. I just want to be very clear, okay? Okay. Okay. But then I didn't put much faith in his word because he was the kind of person that I just didn't really vibe with that much.
Yeah.
And then 2 years went by and I heard about it again from a friend's friend, someone that I didn't even know well at all. I went over to his house, we started talking about it, and then I ended up getting into my first Bitcoin purchase in 2015.
How much is Bitcoin at?
It was like $400 around there, around that amount. Yeah, I did not hold my Bitcoin until today.
I don't think anybody ever does for their first time.
I had this exact conversation with someone yesterday. It's like almost no one is crazy enough to buy Bitcoin at $400 and hold it until $126,000.
No.
Almost no one is crazy enough to do that.
Unless you created it and understood the value.
Oh, there we go, right? Or unless you're just one of those very rare types of people that can do that. Yeah. That was my first, and then I bought Litecoin and Ethereum. I mean, my first Ethereum was at like $9. Litecoin, I got that at like $10 kind of thing, right? But I did not hold those to their entirety all the way up the bull run, right? But those are my first entries, so to speak, right? Yeah.
So you invested into Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum.
Yep.
Were you trading these or were these kind of just long-term investments?
It was a mix of both swing trading and position trading. I was not day trading at all. Okay. It was swing trading, position trading. So I would buy and hold for 5 months at a time, 7 months at a time, 3 months at a time. That kind of style is how I was trading and investing those ones.
And where did actually day trading? Do you day trade now? Because I know you're successful with prop firms. Where did the actual trading come along?
The switch in mindset of wanting to day trade, you mean?
Yeah.
So I actually don't manually day trade at all. I only use algorithms and bots to day trade.
It started that way.
Actually, I tried day trading manually. I did try that in Forex and crypto. It was very, very difficult. And a lot of the people I know who day trade, actually most people I know who day trade are not that successful at it. It's more you can be successful at it for sure, but it's very, very difficult. Crypto, I swing trade and position trade still today manually, okay? I have a crypto bot, but haven't used it long term, so I won't mention it yet, but I manually trade crypto and I use algos and bots for Forex, commodities, stocks, and indexes. And how did that come about? I found out about Forex in 2018. I tried trading manually, and like many other people's stories, I blew the account, right? Lost a bunch of money.
I'm assuming you didn't have a correct strategy, right?
That's what it was.
Yeah.
And I started with demo. Like I got very confident with demo money, right? And I was like, man, I got this on lock. Man, I just made like 10 grand in like a week with all this demo money. Man, I think I got it. I think I'm ready.
It's easy.
It's easy to feel that way.
Yeah.
And then thinking that it was easy. And then I loaded a bunch of money into a live account and then lost it all very shortly after that, right? Because trading with live money is a lot different than trading with demo money. Obviously, I learned that the hard way, unfortunately. But I'm glad I learned that way because it taught me to be a better trader with more proper risk management, essentially. And my first Forex bot experience was in 2022. My first experience of taking, my first experience of taking it seriously, because I found out about bots in 2019, 2020, never took it seriously until 2022. I was very skeptical at first. I actually was so convinced that my bot was a scam that I was reaching out to the developers and telling them like, man, like, what's wrong with you guys? You guys scare me. But that's because I was lacking patience and I was a novice algo trader at that time.
Yeah.
And I thought that it was, I just didn't know you needed to have a little bit of patience. Sometimes it could take 3 months to see good results. Sometimes you can see good results in 1 week. Sometimes it takes 4 months. I have a couple friends using my same bot and one person didn't have success until 5 months into it, but they're really happy now. I had success about 2 months into it approximately. And then I realized this is like the real deal. Wow. You have to have the right one though, because as you and me were talking, a lot of them that I've come across are scams.
Yeah. And I got scammed like $10,000 for it.
And you know what? I got scammed by a company claiming that they had a bot. And one of the biggest red flags that anyone can learn from regarding how to know if something's a Ponzi scheme is if a company is saying, hey, just give us your money. We'll trade for you. We have our special algorithms, our special bots, and we'll give you 1% or 1.5% a day. And you don't have to do anything. Just give us your money. We'll give you 1 to 1.5% per day without fail for the rest of your life. You just got to sit on the couch, put your feet up on your coffee table and just relax. And you get 1 to 1.5% a day. That is a Ponzi scheme, 100%.
Yep.
And I've been approached by those people and I got involved. Well, I invested in one and lost money. So I know what to look for. Those are one of the things I look for. And there's even people like a couple weeks ago at a different conference I was at, or 3 weeks ago, and I was being approached with these things. So I just politely said, okay, thank you for the information. I'll take a look at it. I'm not going to necessarily call it out that it's a Ponzi scheme, but I just said, thank you for the information. I appreciate it. And I'll look into it. That's how I approach that situation, right? I kind of wanted to call them out, but I didn't want to cause a scene, right?
Yeah, and if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. Everybody would be making money.
Oh yeah, 100%. There's a very
Why would you need to work?
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
And yeah, for sure. And even like the bots that I use, they're not 100% hands-free. It requires minimal human intervention, but they do work if you find the right balance of manual intervention and knowing when to kind of let it ride. There is a special strategy to them in that way. So yeah, algos, I'm a big fan of those. I only do algo trading on Forex, commodities, stocks, and indexes. The indexes I prefer are US 30, S&P 500. You can do pretty well, very risky, but you can do well at New York Market Open with US 30 or S&P 500. Those are considered advanced trading instruments though. Those are advanced because there's lots of traps. But if you know how to kind of ride those traps, you can do very well. Yeah, and I make mistakes at that all the time, but what matters is that you're profitable.
And algorithms made you super successful in the prop firm industry.
Yeah,
How much are you funded exactly?
Yes. So how much am I funded right now? 7 figures. I'd have to double check. I'd have to double check the exact numbers, but I've been funded millions of dollars from prop firms. I've passed millions of dollars worth of prop firm challenges. I think I've been funded like over 35 times now.
Wow.
But when I say that, it doesn't mean all 35 of those accounts are still active today, because I've lost some of those accounts, of course. I mean, I've gotten funded sometimes with prop firms and I lose the account within 3 days. It just happens. It just happens.
Yeah.
I've even had one account where I lost it in 2 days because I violated the max daily loss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Prop firms are incredible. I love prop firms. They are a very great way that you can access large trading capital for minimal money upfront.
Yeah.
You can get a $100,000 account with certain prop firms, and it'll cost you $500 US, $550 US. Those are standard prices for $100,000 prop firm evaluations. So when you pass the prop firm evaluation, then you get access to trade $100,000 of that prop firm's capital. Just to the viewers that don't know what a prop firm is, right? Maybe most of your viewers are experienced, but I just added that little bit anyways. I'm a big believer in spreading your risk across multiple prop firms.
Yeah.
I don't believe in having just, let's say you have 7 accounts. Let's say you have enough money to buy 7 prop firm evaluations, okay? I would say split that up into minimum 3 to 4 prop firms, minimum.
Yep.
You know, and then you can go to propfirmmatch.com, right, to check the ratings and the user reviews of prop firms. You can do that. There's other websites as well. And I'm pretty well versed in knowing which prop firms are good, which ones to stay away from. The ones to stay away from are the ones that have user reviews online saying that they don't pay out, or saying that the payouts take too long, right? Like I had one prop firm delay their payouts with me 1 month. So I would request the payout and it would take 30 days approximately for me to get my payout processed. I'm not okay with that. Like I don't use prop firms like that willingly. If I do get in that situation, it's because I was already with them when they were paying out more actively, right? So you want to go to prop firms that don't have problems paying out and that don't have delays with paying out your withdrawals, right? If a prop firm is ran properly, they should not hesitate with giving you your payouts on time. And there's multiple prop firms that do it legitimately, that pay out on time. You just have to sift through using websites such as, but not limited to, Prop Firm Match. And there is still some prop firms that have good reviews though on Trustpilot, and they're fake reviews. Those do exist. So don't trust Trustpilot as your only source of truth, of verification. Yeah, that's really important, because one of my companies actually is on Trustpilot, and it had a bad review for a while, it had like 3 out of 5 stars or whatever. And I looked at those reviews, and these people are literally just making stuff up.
Oh,
because
they do that.
It's so annoying. And then I reach out to Trustpilot and ask them to remove this fake review. And they're like, no, it doesn't violate our guidelines. And when I say fake review, I'll give you an example. One of my companies is a crypto wallet, right? And we have the lowest fees on the planet. Like there's no crypto wallet with fees as low as ours. And these people on Trustpilot were saying, oh, the fees are too high. I can't stand using this thing. They locked my money and I can't get it out. It's like, dude, non-custodial wallet. If you use a non-custodial crypto wallet, your money is not locked. If you forget your password, that's on you on a non-custodial wallet. So stuff like that, right? And I know 100% they're fake, and Trustpilot still wouldn't remove them. So, and then a friend of mine left a very legitimate, honest review about our company. It was like a nice paragraph review. And then they flagged that as spam. And then my friend had to reach out to them privately and be like, hey guys, can you allow my review to be posted publicly? Stop blocking it. So Trustpilot is not fully trustworthy, right? So don't use that as your only source, is basically my main point regarding that with prop firms and just in general, right? Yeah, I wish that wasn't the case. I wish people could trust Trustpilot, but you just can't. You look at the facts. You get
Google reviews and Trustpilot.
But yeah. Google reviews is another thing to check. And
I think the best is Reddit.
Oh yeah, Reddit's pretty good. Reddit's good. There is some, like any review platform in the world, there is some fake ones, but Reddit has some good information. Yeah, they do. I've gotten some good info from Reddit as well.
Prop firms is a big industry right now.
Yep.
I know a lot of people that are making money from it.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is just a short-term opportunity to take advantage of right now, or do you see it playing out for the long term?
That's a very good question, and I get asked that regularly. Is it a long-term thing, or are they just going to disappear next year, for example? I think the prop firm industry is going to be here for a long time. I don't want to say an absolute statement saying, yes, I know it's going to be here long term. I don't want to make an absolute statement, but I'm confident that prop firms will be sustainable long term if they manage their business properly. I mean, that's just kind of how I see the facts, right?
Consistent payouts.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And if they manage things properly, then they will last long term. Funding pips is one of the prop firms that is here at the conference. I hear the smallest amount of complaints on them compared to all other prop firms. Funding pips, and I know a lot of traders online and in personal inner circles that I have, funding pips has the least amount of complaints against them. It's what I can just say. That's just facts, right? That doesn't mean that they're the best. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's the facts, right? I hear they never hesitate, based on what I know and what I've experienced and what other people have experienced. They never hesitate to pay out any size of payouts. My buddy just had an 11K payout from them like a while ago, like a couple months ago or whatever, and they boom, instant paid him out. Like, so many other prop firms would give you 10 reasons why they should not pay you out. Like, unfortunately, that just happens sometimes, right? Now, I think it's sustainable, and my recommendation, what works for me for my prop firm strategy, is setting my funded accounts to low profit targets, such as 1% to 2% profit targets, 2.5% as well. Those are good because it's consistent long term. If I target, for example, 6% or 8% payouts on my funded account, I risk losing my funded account soon, or quickly, because it's harder, obviously, for that funded account to make 8%. It's harder to do that, and you risk failing the account, the 10% max drawdown or the 8% max drawdown that prop firms have, right? But if I target 1% to 2%, it's not guaranteed that you're going to keep your funded account long term, but you're much more likely to keep your funded account long term if you target the smaller payout size. So I'm a fan of long term, lower risk for the funded accounts, and that's why I have a bunch of funded accounts today getting consistent payouts, is with that strategy. So yeah, if prop firms manage their business properly, they will be. I think they'll be long term for sure. The industry is growing a huge amount. Hundreds of prop firms are being released every year. It doesn't mean all of them are going to stick around, but you want to target prop firms that have been around for multiple years.
Yes.
And I met a couple other prop firms here that are relatively new, but on the surface, they look good. They don't have consistency rules. They have, the basic classic two-step. What I like the best is the classic two-step model. Classic two-step model. No consistency rules in most cases. And it's just, the first phase is 10% profit target or 8% profit target. And the second phase is 4% or 5% profit target.
Yep.
That is your classic phase 2 in most cases. There's more prop firms coming out with consistency rules now. Earlier this year, more and more have been coming out with that. I don't like those, but I have some prop firm accounts with some prop firms that have consistency rules. They do that so that they make their traders less risky, it forces less gambling behavior. So I get it. If I was to start a prop firm, I don't know if I would have consistency rules, but I understand the logic behind consistency rules, right? But the classic two-step is what I look for in prop firms. And there's multiple new prop firms here in this building that have that, which I was happy to see. I just made 2 more prop firm accounts last night from a prop firm that's promoting themselves over there. I don't want to mention their name yet. I want to wait till they've been in the market for 3 years minimum before I start promoting them. But Funding Pips, they've been around a little bit, so I'm okay with talking about them.
Yeah, I know Khalid's a really good guy, really good person. Smart businessman as well.
Oh yeah, the co-founder. I met him. He's a nice guy. I met him. Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah. And I agree with you. I think chasing small, consistent payouts, it's how you can make money over time with prop firms. Now, for your strategy, you talked about when you're funded, you chase 1% to 2% profit targets. During your evaluation phases, phase 1 and phase 2 for two-step challenges, do you do higher risk? For example, risk 2%, 4% on a trade just to get past your evaluation quicker?
That's a really good question. For the challenges, for the 2-phase challenges evaluation, before you get funded, yes, I target higher risk strategy sets. What's a strategy set? It's a set file.set. I load that into my bot, and I use higher risk ones for that. It's common sense. I like to pass my challenges faster rather than longer.
You should.
Yeah. So if I start 7 challenges, for example, I'm going to have them tuned for higher risk. So they're shooting for 8% or 10%. Not necessarily in one day. I've passed multiple challenges in one day.
Yeah.
Like I've done that. But I don't do that much anymore because I don't want to be flagged for one-sided betting or gambling behavior, because some prop firms will flag you for that. For betting behavior, one-sided betting or gambling behavior is actually common for certain trading types to be flagged. And if you are if you're aiming for 10% profit target in one day, that is kind of gambling behavior. I understand why prop firms do that. They flag you for gambling. So that's why when I say higher risk, it's not 10% in one day. It's like maybe 5% in one day I'll target, but I have something called a profit basket. So a profit basket is a trailing stop loss on your take profit amount. So if I have a 100K challenge, I'll have my take profit set to $2,000, okay? My PB start, profit basket start, set to 1,500, and my PB stop set to 500. So what that means is that when my 100K account reaches $1,500 in profit, then the profit basket stop loss will kick in. And now I have a trailing $500 stop loss on that open trade. So if that $1,500 goes down $500 from $1,500, it'll scoop that $1,000 profit and then start looking for new trades. That's why profit baskets are very valuable. And if the $1,500 trade that we're talking about, if it keeps going up, it'll just keep going up and up and up until it hits your TP, your take profit, which is $2,000 in this case, right? So you can play with those settings. When you have a good bot, it should have a profit basket and an automatic trailing stop loss trigger, which is what that profit basket is, a trailing stop loss trigger on your profits. So it scoops those profits, but it lets it run. It lets it run if it keeps going up, right? Because if you only have like a $4,000 take profit, but no profit basket setting, then that means your account can go up to $3,500 profit and then go all the way down to $2,000 loss. And then you just lost that day. Right? My bot trades on average 1 to 2 trades per day. Some strategies trade up to 7 trades in a day. I've had some strategy sets that I've tuned trade 10 trades in one day, right? And those sometimes do good, sometimes, right? But you gotta be careful about the prop firm rules. A big thing about prop firms, always check their rules, double check their rules. It sounds like common sense, but it's not common sense. A lot of people forget to check the rules and they get screwed because they breach their account. Their account fails because they didn't check the rules of the prop firm, right? And you can actually go on ChatGPT and load the prop firm's rules and speed up the time and get bullet point explanations of their rule sets, right? Because not all prop firms have the same rules. On the surface, they might look the same. If I show you 3 different prop firms right now, they will look the same on the surface, but when you dig deep into their rules, you'll find differences in most cases, actually. For example, some prop firms will not allow news trading. Some prop firms allow all trading, including news. Okay?
Or 3 minutes before, 3 minutes after.
3 minutes before, 3 minutes after. Some prop firms don't allow 30 minutes before or 30 minutes after. Some prop firms allow news trading, but you have to hold your trade open for at least 3 minutes per trade. There's a lot of different creative rules that prop firms add. So you have to check the terms and conditions before trading live on a prop firm.
So you talked about you have multiple strategy sets for your algorithm trading. What do these strategy sets include? Is it price action, supply and demand, SMC?
Yeah. That's a very good question. So I have 250 strategy sets, and each strategy set is slightly different, but I have 50 of them are similar, not exactly the same, but similar. They're based on a lot of different things. Like different strategy sets are based on different things. Like I mentioned, one strategy set that was successful is based on moving averages mixed with a trend strategy. And another one is moving averages based on a counter trend strategy. And then another one is based on moving averages, moving averages mixed with smooth moving averages with a different candlestick filter. And then other ones are moving averages with no smooth moving average integration with no candlestick filter. I know it sounds complicated, but I'm just trying to remember which ones are which ones have been more successful with me. And then some are dynamic lot size randomizers.
How did you learn all this stuff?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
there's 250 algorithm strategies.
That's insane. Strategy sets. Yeah. So strategy sets don't take up a lot of room, right? So you can have 1,000 strategy sets, and it doesn't take up much space in your computer, right? I back test a lot. I have a back testing tool that can back test 100 strategy sets without me having to manually upload 100 different settings. So I'll upload one set of settings, and my backtesting tool will allow to step each. So if I set the lot size to 2.1, I can set the backtesting tool to backtest the same strategy with 100 different variations of a lot size. And it does that automatically for me without me touching it. So I'll set up my backtester to backtest 100 different strategy variations that were born from one original strategy set file. I can set that up. I walk away from my computer for a few hours, come back, and then boom, I have 100 different strategy sets now. 100. Sometimes it can take 7 hours to do that, actually, depending on the instruments that you are backtesting, okay? Out of those strategy sets, I pick the average win rate. How do I know what the win rate is? The backtest file tells me what the average win rate is of that set file. I target 10% with my backtests. So if my strategy set can reach 10% profit in 17 days, it'll tell me. If the 7th set file can reach 10% profit target in 37 days, it'll tell me, okay? I've had some backtests that give me a 100% pass rate over 1 year. So that means every single strategy set in that set file had a 100% win rate for a 10% profit target over a year, okay? That sounds pretty good, right?
It sounds too good to be true.
Yeah. It sounds good. Now, you can get those backtest results, and you can get 97% backtest results, but backtesting is very good, and it's a necessity. You have to understand backtesting if you're going to trade Forex. Like it's almost a non-negotiable. It is a necessity to understand backtesting, okay? When you backtest a strategy and you get a 97% win rate, that doesn't mean it's going to be profitable tomorrow. That doesn't mean it's going to be profitable for next week. What the backtest is telling you, it means up to that point, it is 100% accurate, 97% accurate. I've ran strategies that had a 100% pass rate on the backtest, and it fails in 2 weeks when I run it live. It happens. The reason why that happens is because you have to backtest on the right trading terminal. On a trading terminal, a broker that has very accurate price feed data. And they're not all accurate. You probably know this as well. I like Alpari. They have a booth right over there. I've been using Alpari for years for back testing because they are considered to have more accurate price feed data than the average broker, than the average trading terminal, right? MetaTrader is my favorite, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that yet, but MetaTrader is my favorite. I mean, that's everyone's favorite, right?
Everyone's favorite.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not everyone.
I don't know who says like C-Trader.
Yeah, for sure. I do use C-Trader. I use MatchTrader. I use GUI Trade through C-Trader. I haven't used DX Trade very much, but MetaTrader is my favorite, right?
Yeah.
I've been forced to use C-Trader with some prop firms because they just don't use MetaTrader, so that's okay. But back to like the backtesting thing, it's not too good to be true when you understand it, because you can have a strategy set that is overfit. So if I have a 100% pass rate on my strategy set, that can be something called overfit. Anyone who does algos knows exactly what that term means. To the people who don't know what that means, it means that your strategy set that you backtested is overly perfectly fit for those exact market conditions that happened over the past year. So it means like the shoe that fits too perfect up to today over the past year, but that shoe might not fit perfectly next week or 2 weeks from now. You want a shoe that fits, that has a little bit of wiggle room in it, right? So that's how you backtest a good strategy. You can have a 78% pass rate on your backtest, and with a little bit of wiggle room with the shoe fitting analogy, and that can be way more successful than a 100% passing rate strategy set with an overfit shoe, right? Or with a perfectly fitting shoe that's too perfect, essentially. I hope that analogy makes sense. And it can take some time to tune your strategy sets and your backtesting, but you know what? Like, I've gotten so confident with certain strategy sets that I've only done like 2 backtests on it, and I get like a 75% backtest win rate, and I run it and I do really well with it. I've had some other ones that have like a 55% passing rate with average over the past year. I've ran those and been successful with those. Like I mentioned, I've had a 97% pass rate strategy set, and I've failed those. But overall, obviously, you want to target the higher percentage win rate ones. But it doesn't mean you're guaranteed. Like, nothing, the future's never guaranteed. The market's always changing. Mm-hmm. So what differentiates a good bot with a bad bot? As you and me were saying before, I mean, based on what I've seen, 95% of bots on the market are not very good. I don't want to say the word scam. Some are scams, but a lot of bots out there, they claim results that are too good to be true. They claim all these incredibly, ridiculously good returns, but they don't actually perform that good when you use them. Unfortunately, 95% of the bots being offered on the market are those, okay? What makes mine different is it's adaptive to the market. It's adaptive to the changing market because I use different strategy sets at least every month, every 2 months. I've actually ran one strategy set for 7 months before. I've done that and had success. Don't think that's going to happen every time, but that does happen sometimes. Like if you're using a trend strategy set and gold's on a bull run up, then you'll probably be profitable for like 6 months. But I don't rely on trend strategies only, right? I run a strategy that actually has a counter trend and a trend mixed into it, okay? And with the lot size, the dynamic lot size randomizer that I told you about, I can enter a trade with a 2.1 lot size. If I have my strategy set to 2.1 lot size, but I have a 15% lot randomizer built into it, okay, which I do, then that means my bot will enter 2.1, 2.36, 1.87, 1.73, and it'll be like that. It'll be randomized a little bit, so it adds more diversity to the trades. It's not 2.1, 2.1, 2.1, 2.1. It's not that. You don't want something that consistent. You want something a little bit inconsistent. So it gives you actually odds to a changing market, because to you and me, it's common sense that the market's always changing. But to the average person, that's not common sense. The market's always changing. So you can backtest something 7 years. That doesn't mean it's going to be profitable in 2 months from now. That's why sometimes I backtest only 6 months ago, like even 5 months ago. Sometimes I just do that.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a randomizer, the lot size randomizer. There's also the entry delay, okay? I sometimes have entry delays on my bots, okay? So if the bot thinks it should take a long or a short, let's say the bot thinks it should take a short right now on gold, okay? What it will do is it will trigger itself to enter the short trade, but then it will delay itself based on the setting I put in. So let's say I put in the entry delay to 700 seconds. But I don't just do that. I enter the entry delay randomizer. So it's an entry delay of 700 seconds, and it's got an entry delay randomizer turned on as well, okay? So now it will enter the trade within 1 second to a 700 second delay, random, dice roll, random. So that makes it even better and more unique and more diversified with its trade behavior, which is good. I benefited a lot from that, okay? But you don't want it too random, because then it's just guessing. You don't want to do that. You need to have your strategy set not be random, but you want to have randomizer features built in on a small scale. That's how you can be successful in a rapidly changing market. And I have not been successful long-term on US 30 Dow Jones or S&P 500. I have not. I've been successful short-term on those with bot trading, okay? Because they're very changing. They're changing a lot, right? A lot of traps and stuff.
Yeah.
I would say with the S&P 500 or US 30, you could be successful with a lower risk trend strategy that can afford a 30% drawdown. I think you could be successful with that, actually, now that I'm just thinking about it. I don't do that, But just off the top of my head, with what I know about algos, you could be successful with that long term, because Dow Jones and S&P 500, when you zoom out, it's up and to the right? When you zoom out, long term. But prop firms, though, I don't use US 30 or S&P 500 very often with prop firms. I like less volatile pairs for prop firms. XAU USD, GJ, British pound Japanese yen, British pound USD, Euro USD, AUD USD, XAG USD, that's silver.
It moves so nicely.
Yeah, XAU USD, right? Yeah. USD JPY, I like USD JPY. It's hard for me to make money when USD JPY is ranging. I make more money on USD JPY when it's really volatile, up or down, right? So what's good about my bot in general, though, is that it makes money in a bull market, bear market, and a crab market, sideways market. It's not perfect, obviously, but I like it because it makes money in all types of markets, right? And some other things that the strategy includes is a unique stop loss, right? And you can have a unique stop loss where your trades are set to a $1,500 stop loss or a $2,000 stop loss, but then you can have an overall account stop loss where it's your max daily loss. So you can set your max daily loss to $5,000 in one day, but you have your per trade stop loss to $2,000, for example, right? That's something that I benefited from. Actually, another big thing that my bot has is a news filter. That's big. The news filter, what it does, if it's turned on, you can uniquely customize your bot to close and open your trades before and after certain news events. Red folder events and yellow folder events, right? And green folder events, right? Where does it get that data from? How does my bot know when those red folder events are happening? You go to a reputable Forex news site.
Forex Factory?
Yeah, that's it. I like Forex Factory, yes. You get their calendar file, just a CSV file, basic file. You load that into your bot setting, if your bot settings allow it, which mine does. Now, your bot is fully plugged in to whatever Forex Factory posts, and they're reputable. They've been around a while. They have a pretty good track record.
Everybody I know uses them.
Yeah, there we go. So that's big, right?
Yeah.
And I can program my bot to close trades 30 minutes before a red folder event and open trades or choose to look for opening a trade 30 minutes after the red folder event. I can do the same for yellow folder events as well. And you can choose 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after. So the bot does this all on its own kind of thing. I actually benefit more from not using a news filter with challenges. So check your prop firm rules, make sure they allow news trading. And if they allow news trading, don't trade with a news filter, because when news comes out, you can pass a challenge in 3 days if the news works in your favor. But the worst case that'll happen for you on a news day is that it hits your stop loss. Let's say $2,000 is your stop loss. Actually, that's the second worst thing that can happen to you. The worst thing that can happen to you, which has happened to me before, is that the news event is so severe that it actually pierces through your stop loss into your max daily drawdown to a point where you fail your challenge. That's actually happened to me a handful of times. Hasn't happened to me in a long time, knock on wood, right? But it has happened before. So that's the worst thing that can happen. So that's why not trading news can be safe. It's safer to not trade news.
Yeah.
If you want to play it safer, don't trade news, right? You can trade news days, but don't trade during news, right? That's lower risk. Me personally, I've had success with challenges trading news.
So you have, of course, a lot of knowledge about algorithm trading. You've had success with prop firms. One final question I wanted to end this conversation on is, what's better for the prop firm route? Futures or CFDs? That's a good question as well. I've had overall more success with CFDs, spot. So gold CFDs and Forex spot as well. So I would say overall CFDs have been better for me. Lately, I have a futures bot as well, and it has been killing it, man. Killing it. I just haven't used it very long term yet. I've used my Forex bot more longer term, so I'm more confident telling people about that part, the commodities and Forex one. But I've had a lot of success with futures bot trading recently.
So that's the best way I can answer that. If my futures bot keeps doing what it's doing, it'll be 10 times more successful than my Forex bot. Yeah, if it keeps doing what it's been doing for this short while. That's the best way I can respond to that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Cole. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Cool.
Thank you.